Hey everybody, the Johnny Cage here, welcoming you once again to another edition of Friday Night Skype. Joining me tonight is our regular plethora panel of roundtable discussion Let's Players. We got a whole bunch of them tonight, as well as our featured guest, a man who needs no introduction, LiamSixx.
Hello, LiamSixx here!
Woo! And there was much celebrating. Also, we have the normal group of people. We got Utarai, Alta Guide, Genray, Dilly DV, Generation, B-Dude, and Antlion Alpha joining us. So we've got lots of great stuff to talk about. But first, a rather somber start to the podcast. As some of you may know that watch our videos and are familiar with our own little group that we have here, unfortunately, B-Dude and Generation's accounts got hacked a couple days ago, and their accounts were deleted. So they're starting over from scratch. I'd like to turn it over to these two guys to talk more about it and what they have planned for the future. So, one of you two have something to say about it?
You start off, Generation. You were the first one.
Yeah, but you're better. Go ahead.
Okay, fine. So, going one day, well, just yesterday, going through is, Generation's picture there doesn't have any actual pictures, just a little human head or whatever, so go and check it. Frick, can't get onto his channel. So I message him and, he says that his account is hacked or whatever. I think I actually found that off of Twitter, but anyways. So I was like, well, what are you going to do? And he's like, I don't know. So it's, alright, well, see what you can do. So going along, doing my little live stream throughout the night, and next thing I know, Uterai is going, dude, your account isn't there anymore. No, you're kidding me. No, I'm not kidding you. It's not there. So it's, okay, get the podcast going off and go over, and it's, what the frick? Where is it? So I'm going through looking for it, and sure enough, same thing happened, and now starting back at the bottom.
At B-Dude Games.
At B-Dude Games, thank you.
My heart goes out to you, man.
Yeah, then pretty much B-Dude said most of my story. I had woken up one morning, and then I was just, chatting with people on Skype. Haven't gone to YouTube because, I don't get on YouTube that early. And I saw through my Gmail, I got a comment on my Luigi's Mansion. I was like, okay, I'll go check it out, reply, because I, reply to every comment that I get. I go over there, and then it said the video was no longer available. So I was like, okay, it's kind of weird. Just let me go to my channel real quick. Go to my channel, wouldn't let me in. So then I, start freaking out, be like, okay, what's going on here? So I decided to look myself up, and lo and behold, my channel's gone. And I, tried everything that I've been able to. People have given me a bunch of stuff, haven't been able to get the channel back. I have no idea what happened, whether, some people say it might have been copyright strikes, but my account was in good standing, so I don't believe that. And then people say it was hacking, but, one, I'm not that big of a Let's Player, two, I'm not that good, so there's no reason to hack my account. So it was just kind of bewildering to have that happen, so.
Yeah, so do you think you don't think it was hacking at all?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I will be the first one to say, there are some people that dislike me because of certain things that I, have brought up in my videos. You guys know about it. You might not know about it. But, I don't think that they would resort to that extreme. But, I mean, I will say it's very, very, suspicious because my internet did go out a day before my account got hacked. And so I don't know if that had something to do with it. It's just kind of suspicious that happened so close to it, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, obviously, us within our normal Skype conversations have been trying to find a link between you and B-Dude as to why you would both have been, gotten your accounts deleted on the same day around, I don't know, maybe around the same time. So it's just a real shame, but I guess, just all I've been able to figure out is that Google owns YouTube, and I think having a Gmail account linked to your YouTube channel might be the best way of preventing something like hacking, but I don't know how much good that will really do you.
Yeah, I mean, my account was hooked up to the Gmail, so I'm not sure. And then,
I wasn't even sure about that.
Yeah, as far as, what's going to happen in the future, I do have a project that I've been saving that I'm uploading now. After, I don't know, I might call it, I might keep doing it, I don't know yet. We'll see what the future holds, so.
All right. Well, it's the Generation 71. I like their name. I'm taking a little bit of inspiration from yours truly over here.
It's all the name they had available.
But anyhow, guys. So yeah, we'll leave their channels in the description below, along with Liam's, obviously, to their new stuff. Go check them out if you don't know. We've been trying to spread the word about this as much as we can, but just go show them their support, because this is seriously, it really sucks. I mean, we put a lot of work into what we do, even though it sometimes doesn't really look that way necessarily by our video quality. But, I mean, this is something that we're all very passionate about. So any support that you can give us, especially right now, it's greatly appreciated.
If I may, I'm pretty sure Generation, you've been going for over a year too, haven't you?
Kind of. I started my YouTube channel around this time, actually back in February, but I didn't start Let's Playing until around September, so...
Okay, so yeah, close to a year.
Yeah.
I was over a year, had about 600 videos just about on there, and I know you had quite a few up there too. It's a lot of time and effort put into that to just kind of...
Yeah, and I think that's just, you know, what's the worst part about this. I mean, sure, everybody says, you know, oh, you worked hard to get all those subs or all those video views, but to be completely honest, it's not about that. It's about, you know, you spent all this time putting all the work that you could into these videos to make them special. Just to have them vanish like that, it's just, you know, like, not to get all gushy here, but it's heartbreaking. Because, you know, when you put so much work into that and then it's just gone.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah. Well, alright guys, so we'll leave those channels down below, but let's try to raise our spirits, shall we? Let's talk to Liam, because we all want to know what he's got to say.
Now I'm sad.
I can think of a happy memory. Why don't we, because last time we told sad Christmas stories, why don't we take a new idea and tell happy Halloween stories?
No, sad Halloween stories.
In 2 months.
I remember going trick-or-treating once, and we told him that one of my friends was diabetic, so he couldn't have any sugar, and we got a Pepsi and a banana out of it. Very good.
Two things that would taste delicious together.
We indulged in Pepsis and bananas.
Were you dressed as Mega Man, Johnny?
I should have been.
Oh, I actually do have a kind of a funny story. So I don't know about you guys, what you did when you grew up, but so I kind of lived in a ghetto part of town when I was younger. But every Halloween, you know, my mom or my dad would always take me to like this rich neighborhood, because the rich neighborhood always has like the best candies. You know?
Give out the king size.
Yeah, the king size candy.
Yeah.
But it was actually awesome. Like one time, like this, you know, lady was actually giving out 6 packs of soda. I was like, I'm coming to your house every year. Seriously.
Oh man.
I remember there was a rich lady in my cousin's house just giving out 1 pack of soda. I remember, well, just like one pack.
One pack of
can.
soda.
A 1 pack.
I don't
pack
know.
of one.
1 can of soda. That was the big thing. One year I'd actually, I decided that because I was all alone on Halloween, because everyone else had left, I forget the reason, that I would do my own kind of scaring. And so I spent like an hour setting up everything, you know, the free candy bowl, dressing up in the scariest costume, tattering it with fake blood, and looking as catacombic and as unrealistic as I could. And I sat there in the freezing cold, because where I live it's always cold all the time. And I sat there for an hour before anyone came up. And this fat kid came up, and I looked through him like, from this weird angle, I'm like, yes, fat kid. And his mom's like, go on, sugar. Go get the candy. It's okay. So he inches his way up ever so slowly, and I wait for the perfect moment. And the second he touches the candy, I pop up with the bloody knife. I'm like, bah! And he just freaks out and pees his pants. I thought his mother was going to be mad, but she's like, oh, Lordy, this is a Kodak moment. Oh! And he was like crying, and so I gave him like half the candy. This is the only person I had all night, though.
Nice story, bro.
See, for me, a lot of the Halloweens I had in the past, I live in Canada, okay? I lived in pretty much the absolute dead center of Canada, which is pretty north. So it was blizzarding every October. So I remember one Halloween, I went, it was clear, so I'm like, hey, yeah, let's go trick-or-treating. Got halfway down the hill, started blizzarding, so I had to walk, like, slowly inch my way back up. It's been cold every Halloween I've ever had.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
we do have our fellow Canadians, B-Dude and Utorai, so...
Once again, I'm German. I just kind of live in Toronto.
Whatever.
Bullshit! Wow, who said that?
All
I live in
right.
Alberta.
Well, Liam, as a guest, the one question we always ask is, what's your favorite game of all time?
You have 4 seconds to answer.
What Mega Man do you want to play?
Time's up.
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time, everyone.
Good choice.
Again, I know everything about. Well, I know almost everything about that game.
You do live stream that one quite a bit.
You should watch my Uber challenge then.
Uber challenge is one thing I don't know. I know everything about that game except for where all the heart pieces are. You can ask me about any freaking glitch. You can ask me about any of the game's coding, and I'll know it. But if you ask me where any heart piece is, I'm screwed.
How do you know about the game's coding for the Air Wing?
I do. You have to have a Game Shark for it, and you have to put in the code 011021.
Boom.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I've put on the R-Wing before on emulator.
Yes, you can use an emulator.
Can you actually fly it around?
No,
it's
you
a Z
fight.
it's for Z targeting. Like they used it to test the Z targeting for the Vavagia fight.
Oh.
Yep.
You can kill it too.
You can kill it, and it's in Kakiri Forest if I recall correctly.
Yep, it's in the Kakuri town, yeah.
Well, there you go. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
All right, so let's see what else. You just finished up Mario Sunshine today. Also playing through Banjo-Tooie, a platform game that came after my time, I'm sad to say. I remember that coming out, well, Banjo-Kazooie, really, the first one, and just not really knowing a lot about it. I didn't think that it would amount to anything, but now it's become this huge game. It seems
So
like
good.
whenever someone Let's Plays it, they're like everyone's watching it, everyone's got something to say about it, but I guess for me it just unfortunately came a little bit after my time.
Banjo-Kazooie is such a good game. Banjo-Tooie is great too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
You say it's like the best platformer for like the N64?
I would personally say that because sorry about that. I have tried Mario 64. Not really my cup of tea. He controls a little funky.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it was the very beginning.
It was the first one, so I do give it a lot of leniency. I think Banjo-Kazooie perfected what Mario 64 was trying to go for, and it's whimsical, it's funny, it's got a lot of humor, and I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Probably has the most charm, if anything.
So is your plan now that you finished up Mario Sunshine? Are you gonna? Well, that's for the GameCube, obviously. Are you gonna stick around N64 GameCube era games, or are you moving on to something bigger and better?
Well, technically, it's a GameCube game, I guess.
Ooh.
But I'm playing it on the Wii.
Ah.
That giving you a hint? Come on.
No.
Oh, Batman.
Pikmin or Pikmin 2?
Pikmin 2 is a GameCube game?
It is now. They just released it on Wii. It was a GameCube game. Wait.
Huh.
Yeah, now it has the new play control.
Yeah, Pikmin 2 is like one of the most expensive GameCube games there is.
I have it.
$5.
Yeah, more than $5. It's like, how much does it go for now? I think it was like
1680.
60, 80, something like that.
68. Wow.
Haha.
Yeah, pretty expensive as far as GameCube games go, because yeah, those are really like hit or miss. Then again, so are N64 games. It's like a lot of them will be like in the $5 range, and then you'll go up to like Conker's Bad Fur Day, $60.
Well, for a
At
reason.
the flea market for $5. Oh yeah.
It's $60 for a reason, so kids don't go spending their allowance on it.
Man, that is it. I haven't even hardly played that game at all. That would be a game that I should go back to. Just like rekindle my love for the N64 by playing that.
It's a good one. And if you want another good rare game, Banjo-Kazooie.
Is that really that rare though? You could probably get that for like, you probably pay it like $20 or something like that for
No,
it.
I mean,
got that for 10 at the flea market too.
No, I mean it's rareware.
Oh, gotcha. I see what you
Don't
did
forget
there.
about Diddy Kong Racing.
Nah.
Diddy Kong Racing's good. I love all N64 rare, mostly because of its music. It's all fantastic.
I did play very heavily Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 for the Super Nintendo.
That's good stuff too. That's really good.
That's way back in the day. I remember having a subscription to Nintendo Power, and they sent us like all-out VHS tapes when VHS tapes existed for Donkey Kong Country, and it was all like 90s and radical. I remember getting one too when the N64 was coming out, and it was like, dude, check out the graphics. Here's Pilot Wings and Shadows of the Empire.
Now that you mention
one.
that, I actually do have the tape for Banjo-Kazooie when that was coming out. I'll have to find that.
Yeah, me too. The Star Fox one with the Rumble Pack. Yeah.
The Rumble Pack. You feel like I'm
Them
there.
graphics.
Back in the day where you actually had to buy a pack for it to rumble.
Yeah. Built into controller. But to the question, I plan on it's uploading tomorrow, and I don't know when this will go up. But my next LP is going to be Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess.
Oh, I love that game to death.
Yeah, that seems like it's a really, highly debated one. It seems like that's like a hit or miss for most people as far as Zelda games go.
Some people say it's too dark.
It's hit and miss with me. Like, I've had some really good experiences with it. I think it's a great game, but it's also, kind of kicked the crap out of me before, and I'm like, why do I play this game? This game's horrible.
I'm still confused by people that say Majora's Mask is their favorite. I mean, I'm sure I've honestly never really played it, but I remember being at a buddy's house, put that thing on, just go through the beginning with the Skull Kid, and he looks up at the moon, and I nearly shat my pants right there because I know
exactly what you mean. I had pretty much the same experience as a kid, but once you play the game and actually interact with it, it's a whole new experience.
I'm actually playing that right now.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah, I just got the ROM.
Nice.
My only
Unlike-
okay, my only complaint about Twilight Princess would be that the bosses are too easy.
Oh yes,
The
Yeah,
mini
it's like-
bosses are pretty good, though.
they're good, but it's like you can by the third boss you can tell. Okay, there's cycle 1 and then there's cycle 2. Where after you defeat them in cycle 1, there's 3. Well, it's like 3 sections. Cycle 1's over. 3 more sections. Cycle 2's over. Boss is done.
yeah, sounds about right.
You know, like, the mini boss, like, is in Snowhead. No, what is it called? That's Majora's Mask. The Snow Temple in Twilight Princess. It's called
Snow
Dark.
Temple.
Snow Peak
Yeah,
Plains or something like
Dark Hammer. That's a really
yeah,
challenging one.
Oh yeah.
that. I just that one's hard because you're in such an enclosed space. You're just in a hallway. I think that whole temple is cool though. It's just you going through someone's house and I don't know. I think that's cool.
My favorite part of the game is when you go to that one town and then all the monsters everywhere, you have to kill them all. It has that kind of like Western music playing.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah,
Hidden Village.
One.
I definitely think that game is scored well. It's got fantastic music, if anything.
You can pretty much always count on that with Zelda, that's for sure. I mean,
I
even
still
playing
just-
the original Zelda.
Koji Kondo.
Actually, one game where the music was kind of sorta and don't crucify me with this, but is actually Ocarina of Time. Like
Yeah.
it's got a lot of great tracks. I love the Lost Woods song. I love the Gerudo Valley, Spirit Temple, Shadow Temple, Fire Temple, I love Forest Temple. But the whole child segment pretty much has next to no memorable music. I mean, like first off, the battle theme, it's hardly 2 notes.
Mm-hmm.
The mini boss music in Ocarina of Time is like still one of my favorite
I do
video
like
game
that one.
soundtracks of all time.
I like the King Dodongo and Vivagia boss fight. The ones da 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 da.
I actually like the regular boss music more.
I like it when it's orchestrated. It's my favorite part to listen to.
Oh, that just adds so much to it. Have a whole orchestra behind it.
And I like
Yeah.
how they brought like the fire boss music back in Twilight Princess for Star-Lord.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I loved that.
Well, my favorite music is Wily Stage 1 and 2 from Mega Man 2. That's all I gotta say about that. And speaking of which, Liam, your races in Mega Man with Gnome Sharku, we'll have to get him on here one of these days, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But, how has your experience overall been with those? For those of you that do not know, he's racing Gnome Shark. He went through Mega Man 2. They're, like 3/4 of the way through Mega Man 3, roughly, right now?
I'd say, yeah, three quarters, maybe 2/3. It's
Some of the sort. Yeah.
something in that area, and at least now it's all recorded.
Yeah, well, that's important. I remember typing like a comment, I think, after you beat the first 8 Robot Masters in Mega Man 3, and I mentioned like, oh man, those the Dark Knot guys are gonna totally kick your ass coming up, and then someone was like, don't say anything, I want it to be a surprise for them. Like, they recorded this a while ago, But so what has your experience been like with Mega Man so far, or what was your experience with Mega Man previous to these races?
Absolutely nothing, and again, don't hate me, but prior to that, I thought Mega Man was absolutely stupid. I didn't get the concept, and I thought he looked like a tool.
I still don't know who buys those Battle Network games. You guys have to stop buying those games.
That's the only Mega Man experience I have, really, and I saw a little bit of the 8-bit stuff, but all I remember was his going up a ladder sprite, and I'm like, that looks so stupid. Why would anyone want to play that? But that 8-bit guy, he's cool. He's a good guy.
He's
Like,
a bummer.
I've got to say, I've definitely fell in love with the series. It's fantastic. I want to continue to play them. But prior to the races, that was my first Mega Man game. And as far as Gnome Shark, he had only ever played Mega Man X, which I still haven't played.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But it was
Mega Man X. I've always considered the X games to be really difficult. Much more difficult than the classic series. Even there's just so much more to them. Going about in the levels and getting the armor, having to get all the energy and reserve tanks. There's a lot to those games, and if you don't have that stuff, Sigma's a real pain in the ass to be as the final boss.
Don't let Johnny fool you. All those games are cake.
Well, that's what Genry says. I don't know. I honestly don't have a lot of experience with them. I love the classic Mega Mans, but I've beaten Mega Man X once, but I haven't touched any of the other X series games.
I heard they get progressively worse.
After 5, they try to like change it up.
Well, what I
it
heard
just goes
is apparently
straight
somebody was supposed to
downhill.
die in 5, and they actually did die in 5. But because Capcom was like, no, you need to keep doing this, then he comes back alive in 6, and
The original story that I keep hearing is that at the end of X4, in Mega Man X's closing cutscene, he is speculating on what would happen if he became a Maverick. And the original plot for X5 was he was supposed to, and then Zero was supposed to take over as the hero. And then you were supposed to defeat Mega Man X, and it was supposed to be over after that. But Capcom was like, no, we need to make money because we can't make Street Fighter 2 forever.
Oh, yes, we can.
Street Fighter 2.
Just you are watchers. We will do that.
We will make more Street Fighters with Mega Man this time.
And then they gave us Fat Mega Man. Haha, they
That
spoiled
was so
everyone.
insulting.
That's the most fat Mega Man.
Well, in the Tekken X Street Fighter, Cross Street Fighter, which just came out like last year, people were like petitioning that they wanted Mega Man to be in it. So you might be familiar with the box art to Mega Man 1.
I know this whole story.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they put that Mega Man in the game, and it's like they couldn't be more of like a middle finger from Capcom to their followers. Like, hey, you want Mega Man? There you go. Oh.
Enjoy.
It would look weird if they threw 8-bit Mega Man in there. But
Well, I mean, he's in like Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little Mega Man from Mega Man 7.
Oh, okay.
Well, and then you got the Mega Man Legends Mega Man and Capcom versus Tatsunoko, but I mean, I don't think anyone else here has played that game, so can't blame me either.
I played Mega Man Battle
Don't-
Battle Fighters. It was Mega Man the Power Fighter. That's what I was trying to say.
The arcade game, yeah.
That's a pretty good game.
Well, those are really good arcade games. I've got one of those, in cabinets at an arcade near me. It's just the boss fights, though, from different Mega Man games. It's just like, it can be 2 players, and then it's just like, okay, choose Mega Man, and you just fight like a few bosses from them, and then you fight Wily, and that's kind of it. It's kind of like, it's almost like a beat 'em up from Mega Man style.
They're also on if you have the Anniversary Collection,
Generally,
yeah, for any either the GameCube or PS2, they're unlockable.
Mm.
The arcade games.
So who's been your favorite robot master so far, Liam?
Yeah, out of both the games, 2 and 3, that
Yeah.
I've played.
Yeah, out of both of them, not just one, but 2 games.
Just say Dustman.
Dustman.
Damn,
No.
everyone goes with Dustman.
No, not Dustman. I think it's kind of weird. Like, of course, I really like Metal Man because
Oh, you
of course
gotta love-
his weapon just kills it. I love that. It's just in case you want to take the easy route. It's like, here it is. It's right over here in the bottom left corner.
Go for it.
It's like, go for it if you want. If you want to take the hard route, start with Crash Man.
Yeah, that would be true.
But so I like Metal Man. I really like Heat Man. His level and him himself. He's a Zippo. He's
He's
a lighter.
Mhm.
Like,
It
that's
took me
cool.
a while to even notice that myself, but there's little things about those games. I love the fact too when you're trying to go through Heatman's level. And you guys actually took the block puzzle to get across it. Like that was the last thing I ever did in Mega Man 2, and I did that like years after I'd actually beaten the game. I could beat the game like the back of my hand.
I'll let you know right now. I've never done it any other way.
Really?
The block puzzle is really easy.
Well, it is an easy puzzle. I'll agree once you figure it out, but it looks. If you've never done it before and you just like kind of see it, especially as you're like speeding by on item 2, then it looks really intimidating. But
It's kind of funny. I didn't get it until someone posted a comment that I don't think was even really intended to mean what it meant. Someone's like, the block puzzle in Heatman stage is easy if you can count to 3. They might have been referring to use item 2, but what it actually is there's the one that appears above your head and you got to jump to the one that's next to it.
Yeah.
That appears on every third one.
Mhm.
It goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then it goes into something else, and then once it comes back down to the same level that started on, it's 1, 2, 3 again, and it's like then you're done.
boom. Yeah, I mean it is a pretty easy puzzle overall, but just especially if you know that you can use item 2. I just
Right.
use item 2, but.
Yeah, it's definitely faster.
Mm-hmm. Well, I really hope that you guys keep on playing them. I don't know if I can say a lot of good things about Mega Man 4, unfortunately. I think that's probably my least favorite of the classic series, but
Oh, yeah?
if you're going to go in order, I mean, you might as well. Dustman's in that. I mean,
I hear Dustman's pretty good. And Charge Man. He's a train.
Yeah, he's a train. He's a choo-choo train.
Is Charge Man in Mega Man 4?
No, Charge Man's in 5.
Okay, I saw your Mega Man 5 LP.
Yeah, I love Mega Man 5. A lot of people have said that it's pretty easy, and it kind of is, because he's got that really girthy Mega Buster in it that he can charge up. But I think the fun factor in that game is, like, through the roof, and by the time it gets to that point, I mean, considering how good you guys have gotten at Mega Man already, I wouldn't be surprised if you fly through that game, if, like, the boss order.
I thought we'd be good at Mega Man 3, but then I got stuck on Snake Man for 4 hours. See, what most people don't know, because we left this out, and Jack was even asking me about this the other night, if I still had my recording of that. There was 4 things. There's 4 things. We had 4 takes of that race. Take 1 was us doing it blind. And you need to know the boss order in that game.
Oh yeah, I've never picked up a Mega Man without knowing the boss order already. You know, just for simplicity's sake. Well, not except for Mega Man 2, because Mega Man 2 actually had, like, when it came out originally. But
yeah, like everybody in Mega Man 2 takes like at least 2 damage from the Buster.
Right, and that's bearable. But in Mega Man 3, you just get wrecked if you go into Snake Man's level with the Mega Buster. And that's what I did. I'm like, Snake Man, he's a cool guy. Let's go to Snake Man's level. And I'm like, I got killed. 4 hours I was stuck on Snake Man. Jack got Hard Man down, and that was it. 4 hours of recording, and I just stopped. I'm like, hey, Jack. And he's like, yeah? I'm not having fun. Neither am I. And we left it for...
Welcome to Mega Man.
Yeah. Then we left it for a few weeks, scrapped the recording, tried again, but certain things went wrong, mainly because I was graduating around that time, so I got a phone call every 10 minutes. And then I'm like, hey, Jack, you're going to have to handle this on your own. I got a phone call, and it just didn't turn out well. So that was take 2. Take 3 was just a huge false start. It was just absolutely wrong, so we had to start that over.
So was that how you started the series itself?
Yeah, that was the trailer.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah. I didn't say start yet. Well, I'm already in Hard Man's level. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
There was that. So then take 4 is what your guys are actually seeing.
Well, at least you're doing a pretty good job with it. I remember when I was playing Alta, I had a lot of trouble with the rush going through the whatever the hell, the chasm.
The chasm.
Yeah. I knew when you guys got there, you'd have a field day with that one.
It's awful. I don't even... Why? Like, I was thinking... When I first went through it, without knowing that if you jump on Rush, you don't lose any of the energy, or you don't lose it as fast, I was thinking, how could they possibly program something so poorly? Like, this is ridiculous.
And you know, in a way, Rush almost breaks that game, because
I remember you saying that.
He has, you have full control over him. In the later Mega Man games, he's constantly going forward, and you only have the chance to move him up or down.
So yeah, he definitely would break the game if you use him correctly, but we didn't even know what he was until we got to the chasm.
Yeah.
Like, and don't worry, we abuse him in the rest of the race.
Fair enough.
Like, the rest of the episodes, I might as well just name, animal abuse, because that's what it's going to be.
Robotic animal abuse. It's a robot. It's all right.
Fighting robot. Animal abuse.
Well, I suppose everyone has been... You know what? It's funny that we're still talking about the 1-Up channel, but we're still talking about the 1-Up channel. And I don't know, because I was...
How many of you guys remember that? Like, I heard you guys saying you guys have been around for a couple of years and everything, but...
Well, I remember meeting... I met Wolf Girl there, and that's kind of... I knew Noxus Bogar a little bit before that. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
Oh, I'm familiar with him.
Oh, are you?
Actually, kind of reminded me of that.
Oh, I forgot about that, too. Yeah, I think I remember talking to him, like the first... Or like when you subscribed to me, I was telling him, hey, Liam subscribed to me. It's like, yeah, I remember talking to him a while back. But yeah, he's actually good friends with us. He hasn't been in any of our calls in a while, but we talk to him on a pretty regular basis when we get the chance.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I remember talking to him when he had 30 subscribers. Like, I had 200. It was a while ago.
I met him when he had 400 subscribers, and the first time I met him, we talked about Marowak for an hour somehow. No idea how we managed to do that.
I'm not going to lie, I've talked about weirder subjects, like Consummate Yeti Grant Kirkhope. Like, no one. The one person who might watch this video would get that, and that's it. Everyone else would be like, well, what?
Well, I hope that one person does.
Lol, what?
Yeah, so what was your experience with it? Were you going to become a director for the channel, or...?
My experience with it is both here and there, to be as ambiguous as possible. But basically what happened was I saw that, like, I saw what the channel was doing, because I'm not dumb, and I don't play games, but, well, I do play games, I'm a professional video gamer, but...
There you go.
But I'm not dumb, so I know what they were doing. They friend requested all their subscribers, and I'm not going to lie, that has been something I've done in the past, but that option is no longer there, so whatever. And so they friend requested all their subscribers, and they got incredible popularity out of it. They had like 1,800 subscribers by the time it was all over.
Yeah, they move fast.
Within like a month or so, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fast, and everyone I knew was subscribing to them. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll take a look at what this is about. And it seemed it was the best idea ever. It was, we're going to feature smaller LPers. We're going to give the little guys a chance, with or without the big guys' help. And I'm like, that is such a good idea. That's something I've always wanted to do. I'm not even just saying that ironically, because so many people in the LP community are like, oh, I want to jump on the bandwagon. But, like, really, I know how hard it was for me being just starting out. It was a hard time.
Oh, yeah.
So, I wish that someday I could just make it so that not as many people have to go through that. Some people sort of should, because their quality isn't the best. But when it comes down to it, people deserve so much more.
Well, yeah, it's tough, to be able to donate a portion of your day to someone that's playing a video game, you know.
Absolutely.
So,
Oh, yeah.
But with OneUp, yeah, so they were offering that, and everyone took it. And everyone, was like, yeah, so review my video, and yeah, I'd love to be featured, and stuff like that. And they featured a few people. I'm just giving the backstory. I'm sure you guys know it, but they featured a few people, and then eventually they got partnered with Yoush.
Mhm.
Yoush being one of the, I'm gonna say, lower middle partnership programs. They're decent. They are a recognized partnership program within the Let's Play YouTube community, but they aren't really the best. The point being, when it comes down to it, they got partnered with Yoush, and they're like, okay, let's make this a full-scale deal. We should get directors on our channel, which again was an okay idea. So his idea behind that was, actually, before I say this, you guys don't talk to Sam anymore. I don't know what he does.
No, I don't think anyone's talked to Sam.
was.
I knew him briefly. I actually met him before this whole thing happened, and I saw that he had a ridiculous amount of subscribers, and he hardly uploaded any videos. And this was back during the old layout of YouTube, so you could see how many people that he was subscribed to as well. And then you could see, okay, this guy is subscribed to 1,000 people. So you got to imagine most of his subscribers are people that just subscribed out of kindness.
Right.
Yeah, we all have.
A lot of it is, and I'm probably going to start talking smack about him because what he did was downright wrong. But
well, I've heard a lot of everyone has bad feelings about him.
But I can actually disclose the full thing. But back to where it was. He featured a few people, and he's like, I want to get some directors, so it's not just features, so we can get some Let's Plays on my channel that I'm not even going to do. I'll just collect the money for it. Which really, that's what he did. He's like, I'm going to collect the money. You guys do the work.
Ha, I was right,
So
see?
he set it up. He got 4 people. It was me, Wolf Girl, Legendary Plumber, and Noxus Balgar.
I didn't know.
So yes, I was a director on OneUp, and the thing, it was difficult because I never got one of my videos uploaded because, well, quite frankly, I didn't record anything, and that is mainly because I couldn't personally go on doing what they were doing. I couldn't condone it. And what's more was, as soon as I got in the first Skype call with them, I'm like, all right, congratulations, you're now directors on OneUp. So, you guys want to be partnered with Yoush? And this was the time when I was still going through my Machinima partnership, and I'm like, I'm kind of got this thing with Machinima over here. And they're like, oh, that's okay, I'll just leave that there. And eventually I came to realize that I actually can't even coincide the two. So I'm like, I can't even record anything for you, so I had to leave the director program for the best anyway, because look at how it turned out. So what I eventually came to realize through talking with him, it was not a pleasant conversation either, was that he specifically featured on that channel his friends, the people who might not have been the best Let's Players, but were people he knew and he wanted to succeed. It wasn't the people who were good Let's Players, because I know good Let's Players, and they applied, but they didn't get featured. He just featured who were his friends.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a lot of those, and you could even see the first person who he featured, who was, if I recall correctly, Legendary Plumber.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people have said some pretty bad stuff about that guy too.
He's an okay guy to talk to.
Yeah.
He's an okay Let's Player too. He definitely opened my eyes to DS recordings, so there was that. But when it comes down to it, he got a huge subscriber jump from that. He got 1,000 subscribers from that flat. Maybe, I think. Something like that. The next person got about 700. The next person got 4. The next person got 3. And eventually, the magic of it, because people started figuring it out, it wore off. So no one was really doing it, and people were like, hey, so what's going on here? Why are no videos being uploaded? He's like, well, the directors are all crapping out in here because they're being smart. And eventually it just, he couldn't make, he didn't want to put in the time to feature anyone because he wasn't getting any views or anything like that. And nothing was really just going his way. So he eventually was just like, I quit.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I remember seeing those like final comments of him just.
His channel is still up with that final dick comment, and I'm like, yeah glad I jumped.
I remember
ship
all
for
the
that.
jokes too.
Glad I
Everyone
jumped
kept
ship
saying
with that
that
when
I
I
killed
did.
Sam, so he wouldn't do any more
And
features.
yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I appreciate
Generation,
that,
the
thanks.
last guy to get featured on the channel.
Yeah, I mean, for me it was a lot. I think I got 50 plus, you know,
Well,
and you know
you
it was really
didn't
good because
really get
I
much
was only
from that,
at,
did you?
I think it was 70 at the time I had entered, so you know I got some more viewers from that. But I mean that was the thing with the whole thing with 1UP, where it did give you the subs, it gave you the number, but as far as viewers, it didn't really give you viewers because people were just subbing to you because like, oh, if I ever get featured, I want to make sure he subs to me too, you know, so.
Right. It was a good idea gone corrupt, essentially.
You know what I hate is getting those, like, inbox messages saying, like, hey, I watch your videos, here's sub for sub, it's a great way to get subscribers, and...
Yeah, ignore and delete those.
Yeah, you can't use sub for sub. That just doesn't work, you know.
No.
I know that even me, being the lowly LPer that I am, you know, I've gotten people that will send me videos and say, hey, will you check out my stuff, and you know, feel free to leave me an honest comment about it, and I'll look at it, and you know, the quality's all over the place. You know, the video might be fine, but there's terrible audio, and you know, it makes me feel bad to tell them that, you know, you really got to work on this, but if you want to get anywhere, then, you know, you really got to work on it.
Yeah, I've had to be honest with a few of my subscribers or people that wanted me to check out their videos. Like, I mean, they've been really kind about it. They're still, some of my active subscribers did that, and
People, for some reason, people have especially on the internet, have a hard time taking
You see,
constructive criticism. It's like, hey, maybe what you did here is good, but you should really work on your audio or something like that. I'm like, I'm doing fine, go away.
It's actually funny that brings this up, because that's actually how I met Johnny. I did my first few videos. I'm looking at the related videos. I'm like, oh, let's look at this guy's Pokemon.
Yeah, and see,
I
like
looked
I've
through a
actually
few Johnny's
encountered that
videos,
too,
and I
because
sent
like
them
that's
a
how I
message,
kind of started getting some
hey,
of my
can you check out my
subscribers, where I
videos?
would
I
go to
just
people's,
started,
you know,
and
videos,
now we're
watched
here.
them, gave constructive
Yeah, really,
criticism,
now we're here.
and I asked them if they had time to give me, you know, some back, and you know, some of them would either, you know, take the criticism and be like, okay, and actually gave me some kind of okay criticism. That's the thing I don't like about. They always said like I was great, which I know I'm not great. I have stuff to work on, but not a lot of people always told me that. But that, or they would just flip on me, be like, I can't fix this, stop telling me about it. Be like, okay, sorry, my bad. Jeez.
You're great. Shut up.
Yeah.
I can't fix that I'm pointing a camera at someone else's camera that's watching this video.
No, like my favorite, like, put a smile on my face and insulted me at the same time. Chugger Conroy doing the pointing the camera at the TV, playing Mega Man 2, because that was my very first Let's Play ever. Because I was just so damn determined to do it. So I just took my digital camera, put it on the stool, and just pointed it to the TV. Big, long black line streaking down the TV. But you know what? I did it. So, there you go.
I did the
What
same
Mega
thing with
Man?
Resident Evil 3. Didn't have the balls to upload it.
My first LP was completely composed of copyrighted music. I had to take that down.
Really, yeah, I don't know how far, like, you know, pushing copyright can or should go, because sometimes I feel like I really want to add it into a video just because it really adds something to it, and it's like a flip of something.
If you really want to know, it's less than 15 seconds will get you by the censor.
Alright, well, that's good to know. Yeah, I mean, like for
So push it to the limit on
Yeah,
the
I just thought I'd
Firehouse
say that.
Escape.
Apparently that's fine. April Fool's video.
I mean, surprisingly, I've even gotten a few copyright, not strikes, just notices on like my Final Fantasy videos and stuff like that, because it's still copywritten music even though it's in game.
Yeah, I actually have a buddy who I've been talking to on YouTube for a long time. Burning Aegeus. Woo! Shout out to you, buddy.
Continue with the song. Here we go.
That was in poor form, but
you also probably mispronounced his name, but okay.
Yeah, he knows who he is. But I done Castlevania 1 Let's Play. Speaking of Castlevania, I did Castlevania 1 Let's Play a while back, and then he did one right after me. But he's no Let's Player. He's just literally he's like an elitist like video game player. I don't know if he'd want me using that term or not, but he's amazing. He's an amazing video game player in everything that he does. And he just put up like this video that's just like kind of put mine to shame. But I've never felt like he's just trying to like one up me. Haha.
I see what you did there.
But his got taken down pretty much right away because of Konami and the music in it. And since I had commentary covering up most of the music, mine was fine, I guess.
That's weird.
Commentary and criticism are protected under the U.S. Fair Use Act.
Yeah, everyone talks about
fair
use. Fair use is like so vague. It seems like.
I remember when I was partnered through the YouTube thing, I don't know if you guys ever got that, but they sent it out to a lot of their, like, it was just a trial, essentially, for a partnership. It's like, aha, you want some money? Here it is, dangly, 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 dangly. We're going to take that away 7 months from now.
I've made a whole $7 off that.
Oh, I made less. I made 4. So, but, like, and every time I'd want to monetize a video, I'd have to type in, I do not own the rights for this video, but under the U.S. protection,
yeah, and also like a little funny thing about the copyright thing, like I don't recommend anybody doing this in case it doesn't work.
Well,
but I did have like a video every now and then that had some music. It was a quick clip though, because you're allowed to have like about up to 30 seconds of a copyrighted song on there that you don't have to do royalties.
Okay, sir.
That's actually not true, Generation. I actually looked into that. It is not true. You can still get in trouble. You can still get copyright strikes, even if you have 8 seconds of a song. Just 8 seconds, you can still get in trouble.
That's right, but the YouTube censor sometimes won't pick it up. Yeah. Like, I know for one of my old Pokemon videos, I threw in a clip of Little Girls by Oingo Boingo, and nothing ever happened to that video.
Yeah, I put the Pokemon theme song from like the first generation in my finale for Leaf Green, and I've just left that up the entire time.
That's awesome.
I made a parody of the Pokemon rap for my LP, and that's still fine.
I did a parody of Katy Perry's E.T., but I had like the actual music. That's on YouTube. I made a few other parodies, but I'm like afraid to upload them. Even that, and it's like hard to sync with just using simple programs like Audacity.
Mm.
You know that JonTron literally sung Katy Perry's Firework and added a signature effect she uses, and no one cares. Like the video's still up and everything.
The power of partnership programs.
Yeah. Who are some of your favorite, like, I could also say influences, Liam, like that you've had getting into Let's Playing, and some of like the more, I guess, maybe big name or smaller name people that you watch on a regular basis?
Well, the one who actually like, okay, I guess I'll just start from the beginning. Number one, the person who got me into Let's Plays in general is Chugga.
Mm.
Like, that was the first LP I ever watched was his Mario Sunshine, and I loved it. He's become a bit different for my taste, because that was a very, very radically different LP. Like, if you're thinking, oh, Chugga Conroy, oh, so walkthrough. It was a walkthrough, but he was very different in that LP. He was like, he swore like a trucker in his Mario Sunshine LP. If you've never seen it, you probably won't believe me, but if you want to see Chugga acting very, very differently, that's the LP. But I loved it. It was phenomenal. But he's a bit different for my taste now. But he was the one who got me into it. The one who actually got me out of the chair and actually starting LPing was Nintendo Capri Sun. Mm-hmm. And probably not for the right reason. because I'm like, who's this Nintendo Capri Sun everyone's always talking about? I guess I'll go check him out. I'm only interested in Chuck Conrad right now. So I checked him out, and I'm like, his video quality is awful. If he can make it,
it just goes to show you that, you know, like you can have the
that's an example. You started with
video,
Final Fantasy
but
VI
a lot of
pointing
people
the
just
camera
come
at the
to watch
TV
your
as
Let's
well.
Plays for the commentary,
I mean,
you know.
No. Oh yeah, it's gotta be entertaining.
Exactly.
Anyone can play the game, and you should probably be playing the game yourself. But you know, we want a little bit of split that entertainment and informativeness and mesh them together really well.
Nintendo Capri Sun has a lot of character, and I think a lot of people watch him because he used to make, or he still does make vlogs, but like his old ones, like he was kind of like somber and
the stuff on Jealous Guy. Oh
yeah,
God, I'll still watch those occasionally. Like that was the big thing that did for me was not necessarily his video game playing ability or any of his technical equipment, but the fact that he was willing, in the crazy community of YouTube that we have, he was willing to put like all of his emotions and everything out there for everyone to see.
And that's why a lot of people love him, like myself included. He's an absolute open book, I'd like to not get into it too much, but him being in as much of an open book as he is very, very bad for him.
Well, it kind of is.
There have been people in the past who've deliberately taken advantage of that.
Any chance you can not name names to just get kind of like an example.
You don't want to get into that, you said? Because I'm curious now.
After hours special.
Names, but not on camera.
Yeah, well...
Stick around after the show.
FNS After Dark.
Well, considering we start at midnight, it kind of is after dark already, don't it?
An example of that would be, just people who, he's such a generous guy, such a nice guy. And people are like, hey, he's a nice guy. I'm gonna pester him, and he won't know how to say no.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, hey, so can I do this? And hey, Kokom, and hey, why don't we do another race? And stuff like that. And he'd be like, yeah, sure. And he doesn't realize, or he probably does realize, he just doesn't want to say no.
Being that open, it's like having a friend, and it's like everyone feels like they know you.
He stopped doing like the
races.
No, what is it? On Breaking NCS, he stopped doing like the package opening. Because he thought like people were just sending him letters to get like shout-outs and
probably. I don't know.
But when it comes down to it, though, he's such a nice guy. It just, whenever I see someone take advantage of him, it just hurts. And like I'm one of his, I'm a friend of his. Like him and I talk on a regular basis, and he's just he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he did comment in one of my videos, and it got like more views than any other video in the series. But
the power of the NCS.
It's very powerful.
You know what makes me feel really awkward? I sent him a message now that I think about it about getting a pizza at Magfest, and now that you bring that up that he's the guy that can't say no, I kind of want to send him a message being like, sorry, I guess that was kind of imposing.
Oh, he would want to. For a lot of the things he does want to, is there are certain specific things that he can't say no. That what I mean by he can't say no to. But like if it's just getting a pizza and hanging out, like he's generally very sincere about that. For instance, when I was at PAX last year and I met him, like this was within like 5 minutes of shaking his hand. I had a pizza and I was just going through the line and he paid for it for me and a friend of mine, and we're just like, no way, dude. And he's like, yeah, just.
Whoa! I didn't hear this. Did you win?
I'm like,
was
that's so phenomenal.
Was that where you fought Proton John in Brawl?
That was, and that's.
You get to fight Proton John.
Sorry. I am contractually obligated to say that while I did win on camera, I immediately and brutally lost the next match that was not on camera. Him and I are at an absolute tie. We will finish it at this PAX. I am contractually obligated to say that because people get pissed off and it's like, oh, you beat Proton John on camera, but you didn't actually beat him when he actually fought. I'm like, fine, I'll say I didn't.
Tough how that is. That was my first experience with your name, first hearing about you ever. So it's the only reason I really.
Was you one of the Runaway guys?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I was and still am a nobody there. Like that was I had 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means anything to him. 200 subscribers there. If that means any
because we're a bunch of I know still kind of like on the fence about that if you're going or not.
I'm sorry, you cut out there. What was it?
Oh,
Yeah,
I was going to say robot voice. Robot voice.
hooray!
We're good
Robot
now.
voice. She's holding. Well, maybe there will be one good recording at least. I know you're still on the fence about going to MakeFest.
Just right now, it just comes down to money. I'm going to PAX Prime next. I'd love to go to MakeFest and PAX East next year. I'll see what I can do because probably MakeFest, considering that PAX East is going to sell out basically instantly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more likely going to go to MakeFest, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
If you can buy the ticket to MagFest, you can totally chill in our hotel room. It'll be great. It's going to be like 6 of us in one room.
Yeah, we got a hotel room.
Oh yeah, don't
I'm
throw me in
actually,
there.
if
You know, I'm
arrive
just gonna
early,
be out
I'm
on the
getting
dock
wings for
somewhere.
Uto,
Appreciate
and
it, Ulta.
apparently I don't know, we're doing something with like building a fort or something. I forget what it was.
Sounds fun.
Well, we'll figure it out when we get there, or if Liam shows up. I mean, I know that Pearstrike also said that he's going to be there. He wanted to hang out and stuff, so it should be a lot of fun. Because I've been to some conventions before, but how does PAX measure up as like a convention? Because when I see video of that and I think about that, it seems like it's more like a waiting in line kind of a con.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't wait in any lines. You're supposed to.
Really?
You're supposed to wait in lines, but I kind of skipped all that by accident.
Yeah,
Like, there's a bunch of lines that go outside and around, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
oh,
when
here's
they
a
try
door.
to stop
I'm
you,
gonna
be like,
walk
"Don't you
through.
know
No,
who I am?"
I'm going to use the door over here, guys.
That's how you do it. You just
You
have
enjoy.
confidence. You just go for it. And
Enjoy
people
your
be like,
standing around.
I didn't know. It's like,
You
I saw-
know who I am?
I saw vlogs from like Pico and stuff like that, and they're like, okay, so we're gonna go to PAX, but first a line, and I'm like, where was that line? I don't remember that.
It's got to make it look like you know what you're doing.
Yeah. That's why I would never want to go to something like Comic-Con, because I've heard terrible, terrible things about Comic-Con, and like waiting in lines for that. Or E3. Yeah.
For other conventions, I've had to wait in line, and it's freaking annoying. But
Is
with
it,
PAX, I didn't. So I'll have to see how PAX Prime goes this time. But even still, if I get to hang
Is it
out
PAX
with my friends,
Prime?
I
Wait,
get to hang
is
out
it
with
PAX
No
Prime
Shark
sold
there.
out?
He's going to be at PAX too. It's going to be a
Damn it,
blast.
okay.
Well, there you go. If anyone listening is going to PAX, hit these guys up. Maybe we can hang out with them.
Liam,
Yes. Yes, it's sold out. Sold out in 5 hours.
Oof.
wasn't that because like a lot of people like they bought all the tickets and then were selling them, or there was something along the lines of that happening?
I'm sure people have done that, but they do cap you on the tickets. That you
Oh,
buy.
no.
I think that was
Now-
that was out at PAX East when that
LiamSixx? Oh, sorry about that. Liam, you say you play Brawl, correct?
Yes.
Because I recently did a Brawl tournament where only Generation could show up, and I have to admit I am literally the best Brawl player in the world, and I'm willing to take that challenge to anyone.
But just so you
and
know,
if I see you at MakeFest,
Yeah,
if
but
you
then
do
again,
come,
I'm gonna
we'll
take
play
my
some Brawl,
revenge.
whether you like it or not.
Challenge accepted.
Well, there you
Yes.
please beat him so I can laugh at him.
And
Like, please.
after this, I'll link you the video of the match between me and Proton John just as a teaser.
Well, that's good.
yeah,
No, I
damn
wanna watch
right.
it.
Yeah, just wait until we get to MagFest.
That was pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I did enough cocking around when I first Generation. I'm probably not going to do that anymore when I first entered.
That was an awesome match too. For any of you guys that follow these guys who didn't see that, man, that was seriously like down to the wire, an awesome match. Pikachu versus Kirby, and I love Kirby, and in fact I love Kirby mostly because of
Yeah. I'm
you play
coming for
Kirby.
you to
Yeah.
MagFest.
I love
Red
Kirby
Match,
mostly
gonna
because
happen.
of my experiences with him in the Smash Brothers games, more than just his actual games themselves.
I would agree.
It's gotta happen.
Just do it. I've never been beaten before, Liam. That's my standing. I've entered 15 tournaments. It's been nationwide tournaments, nothing like the actual nation tournament. But I've entered 15, and I've never lost a game of Brawl my entire life. So.
I think I met my match then.
Oh, maybe his cockiness is his downfall, though.
So, do you play with Wiimote and Nunchuck, or do you just
I
play
do.
side-
That is the style I play with. Yeah, we.
I play sideways Wii remote, so you know.
Ah, the interesting sideways remote.
No, I'm kidding. I want to win.
I was gonna be
I
like,
play GameCube controller because I can't be
That's
bothered
just
to
a
learn
different
Nunchuck
style.
and Wii Remote.
I have always played Nunchuck Wii remote, and it's perfect for me. I love it.
Yeah, I do
Oh.
that too.
it's the best style.
Although my new Wii is a dick and does not accept GameCube anything, so I can't play Brawl anymore.
You want GameCube? You still have Zoidberg.
Well, do you guys have any other questions for me?
What is your
Anything at all.
favorite Mega Man, and what Mega Man you want to play?
Mega Man 2.
Doesn't matter what Mega Man you want.
My favorite
think
Mega Man
Charlie
I've played
just
so far is
died
Mega
anyway.
Man 2, and I want to play Mega Man 2.
There we go. Johnny, your question's
Yeah,
finally
he's just
been
like,
answered.
somebody answered the question. I can't believe it.
He's more than likely dead at this point.
Dilly, you've been pretty quiet this whole thing.
There's a lot of us in this room.
Yeah, I talked more than you have this time, Dilly. That's kind of weird.
The fun thing is we're actually all in a very convenient, very well-padded, fire-lit room, and we're all sipping
All right.
margarine.
Actually, I'm in my
Margarine?
I do have one more
Sipping
question.
margarine.
So when is PAX
don't
East
know where
and
I'm
when
going.
do ticket sales go on?
I'll just been through a couple of strokes. Margarine.
Yeah,
You don't-
Ticket sales are going to go
I
on
think I
sometime
have
in
a break in
September.
April, so I might
Be
go
sure
PAX
you
East too.
be sure to
Let's
look
see.
this up because they will sell out fast. And PAX East is in April.
How much are tickets?
there you go. Conventions are so much fun.
They
Like,
are.
if you're into anything nerd culture related, comic books, anime, video games, you owe it to
You need to go
yourself
back.
to go to a convention because they are just amazing.
I love all those things, Johnny.
Well, there you go. You're
Is
gonna
this
love it.
a way of saying I need to go to MagFest?
You need to. All right, guys. Well, I guess we're out of time, so I guess we got to wrap it up. Any ending comments?
And then,
No?
Yes.
even though I know he will never
Last
watch
word.
this NCS,
I was
you're
gonna
awesome.
say
We appreciate
that
everything
that I
you do
did
for all
not
of us,
mean to
man.
say drinking margarine.
Any?
No, I meant to say
I
that.
hope not.
Words.
No. Yes. NCS is a very awesome person.
Absolutely.
You
I
do
am heavy.
reminding all you people to change your YouTube passwords.
Yes, do that immediately.
Change your
And then tell me.
passwords.
And then
Hide your
delete.
kids. Hide your wife.
Lock
Always
your
check
windows.
favorites.
They're hacking everyone out here.
Oh,
Shutter your windows.
all right. Well, that's going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. Really, really appreciate Liam being here, man. It was so awesome to be able to talk to you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh, it was absolutely a pleasure. Anyhow, guys, that's going to do it for Friday Night Skype. Join us next week for more shenanigans. We'll
Bing,
talk to
bang,
you
goodbye.
all then.